because it all connects to this. Now, if you don't know, the month of October and the month of March are sacrificial months. Halloween for October and what it represents. On October 27th, 2018, there was an attack on the mosque in Pittsburgh. The very next day, or possibly 2 days after this attack, the Boeing 737 plane crash that happened. Now, to the recent mosque shooting that happened in New Zealand, 4 to 5 days before this shooting, another Boeing 737 crash happened. The month of March also represents a sacrificial ritual because of Skull and Bones. Their number is 322, 3 representing the third month of March, and 22 representing the 22nd day. Now, these attacks don't have to happen on Halloween or the 22nd day of March, but very close and on the month is what matters to them. And they represent the brotherhood of death, guys. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. It's all too similar, and I believe planned for something bigger to happen. They're also testing how we react, where our emotions lie. This is part of one subconsciousness that we can all tap into. Now, before I start the video, guys, with that all being said, let me say this. Stay vigilant, stay open-minded, and God bless you guys.
The gunman suspected of carrying out the deadliest attack on Jews in American history is expected to appear in court today as a tight-knit Pittsburgh community mourns its loss. Thousands of people gathered last night for an emotional vigil to pay respects to the 11 people killed in Saturday's massacre.
Tributes to the victims are pouring in from all around the world. We are learning more about their lives and about the suspects' history of hateful views. Diana is leading our coverage from Pittsburgh this morning. We'll go to her and our team of correspondents in just a moment. But first, as Nora mentioned, we have breaking news from Indonesia. A Lion Air Boeing 737 MAX 8 carrying 189 people crashed into the sea this morning. Rescuers have located debris, but they do not expect to find any survivors.
We don't yet know what caused this crash, but the CEO of Lion Air says that this plane did have a technical issue on a previous flight Sunday night. It was then cleared for takeoff Monday morning, and 13 minutes into that flight, it disappeared.
In this shooting taking place in this place of worship this morning, just roughly 20 to 30 minutes after the doors opened for people to be there to worship in Saturday service.
Right now, thousands of Americans are flying in a plane that has been grounded in most of the world. Dozens of airlines and countries have halted flights of Boeing 737 MAX jets after Sunday's crash that killed 157 people in Ethiopia. That crash, following a similar one in Indonesia last October, has many demanding flights be suspended. And today the president got involved. We are in Ethiopia, but first, here's Chris Van Cleve.
The Federal Aviation Administration is increasingly standing alone, allowing the 737 MAX to stay in the skies, at least for now. Almost by the hour, the list of countries grounding the airliner grew, including all of the European Union, as safety concerns mount. Nearly 250 of the roughly 370 737 MAX planes in service around the world have been pulled from use. That's prompted calls for action from lawmakers.
Breaking news from New Zealand, and there has been a mass shooting at a mosque in the city of Christchurch.
A Fox News alert. We are monitoring a reported mass shooting at a mosque near the New Zealand city of Christchurch. Witnesses report dozens of shots fired and people fleeing the mosque. The shooter appears to be at large. We are still trying to get confirmation of some official details on this. Kristen Fisher is joining us now with this late-breaking story, and really, by the second, we're getting more information.
By the second, and the latest little bit is that the Associated Press is reporting that media in New Zealand is now saying that there has been a second shooting at a mosque. Very little details about that, though. We're still waiting for police to make an official statement, but a witness is saying that at that first mosque, many people are dead.
What I can say is that it is clear that this is one of New Zealand's darkest days. Clearly, what has happened here is an extraordinary and unprecedented act of violence.
We begin with that breaking news in New Zealand, and this is still a developing story. Veronica de la Cruz joins us now with the very latest. Veronica?
Well, Liz, in the past hour, authorities are now describing significant casualties in Christchurch inside two mosques where gunmen opened fire on worshipers during prayers.
Injured people are rushed to hospital. They were gunned down during Friday prayers at Al Noor Mosque in the centre of Christchurch.
What happened, he came one side, because the mosque has segments, no? And he came this side, he shoot this side, he went to another room, shoot there, there's a ladies section, he went and shoot them. And I just had one of the ladies that died. I know, I'm just hoping that that is not right.
These are people who I would describe as having extremist views that have absolutely no place in New Zealand and in fact have no place in the world.